Hi, my name is Alec Nevin, and I play Captain Phoebus de Matin in The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Thank you so much. That sounded beautiful, by the way. You really got like the accent down and everything. That's awesome.
Thanks, Ray. I wish I could say it was that easy for me to pronounce it, but it's been a struggle the past couple of weeks. I've been learning.
Um, well, I'm excited for this show to come to town. What do Houston audiences kind of expect from this live action version of Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame?
It's a little bit different than the Disney version from the '90s we all grew up on. At least I remember growing up on. It's a little closer to the source material, the Victor Hugo novel. So it really touches on the darkness of the 1400s in Paris during that time, and all the oppression that the Romani people and the common folk kind of faced against Archdeacon Frollo and some of the powers that be. So it takes on that, but you know what? It also takes on is a beautiful message of like accepting yourself for who you are, and that's what Quasimodo, the Hunchback, goes on this journey of accepting who he is through the interactions with his gargoyle companions and through meeting Esmeralda. So yeah, it's a story about uncovering who you are and yeah, accepting yourself.
I love that. How do you kind of approach your character and bringing him to life on stage?
So Captain Phoebus is a really interesting character. They go into more depth than in the original movie, but during the 1400s, France and the Dutch were battling, and so this play begins at the end of one of their big wars, and he comes back from being in the military, really changed as a man. He saw his best friends, go through battle, and not all of them came back. And so he's searching for a better life by working for Archdeacon Frollo and for Notre Dame. He's captain of the guard. He's working to create a better life for himself, to make some more money and be away from battle. Have a nice, simple, easy life. Having fun and throughout this journey, he meets Esmeralda. He meets the Hunchback, and he realizes that the life he wants isn't the life that he originally dreamed of, and he sees the people that are oppressed, and he decides to change and to help those less fortunate than he.
Yeah, I gotta say, Phoebus was kind of one of my favorite characters from the original cartoon, just for the sheer fact that he was a little bit snarky. He was like he took things seriously, but he also could kind of like see the humor in situations and really could kind of lighten the mood. Is that kind of the same thing we're going to be able to expect from this version of Phoebus?
I like to hope that yeah, he he definitely has a silly side to him, and especially in the beginning, all he wants to do is drink and party and be merry with all the townsfolk. Um, so he's definitely got a lighter side to him, which I'm excited to showcase.
Now, for the first time in the US, we're getting this incredible expanded orchestra for the show. It's a 21-piece live orchestra on stage. How has that experience been in rehearsals for you guys?
So the orchestra is incredible. They are absolutely incredible. We had a sitz probe on Saturday, and it was the first time all of us hearing the orchestra for the first time. And we had the choir. We have, 17 or maybe 20 piece choir as well. And it is just a wall of this incredible sound. I mean, I think it's a must when you have Menken and Schwartz together. Their music is so incredible. I think it's a dishonor to not try to utilize as many instruments as you can, and it is so beautiful. It is so powerful. Um, it's been an incredible experience, and really it is something that I don't think people are going to be able to expect until you're there in the theater and you hear that sound. It really is going to take you into another place.
Oh, I'm excited. Now, I guess my next question is so trying to kind of visualize what we're going to be seeing on stage. Again, you've got this incredible orchestra. As you said, we've got the choir there as well. But then I was kind of looking through like the production photos that they sent over, and it looks very minimalistic is in terms of what we can expect from like, just for what you guys are wearing, costuming,
Mhm.
and for kind of background. Is that the case? Is it really going to be more of a you guys performing in front of the orchestra situation? What kind of visuals can we expect?
So it's interesting. Joe, our director, had a vision for this show to be a certain kind of theatrical spectacle where everyone we're giving no hints and nods to 14th century France, but not only that, um, there's a traveling storyteller aspect to this show. When you see, you'll understand. But it's all of these players coming together, watching the cathedral being built, and it's like, hey, let us tell you about this cathedral. Let's tell you all the joy and all the darkness that come with this place. And so we slowly the ensemble transforms into all these different characters, and there's a theatricality about it. And I wouldn't say minimalist. I would say just the lighting and the costumes are just a very particular vision that I think no one's ever done before, and I think it's going to be refreshing. The costume specifically, Joe, our director, had this awesome idea when he was seeing the Met Gala, and he was watching the Met Gala, um, and he just loved the fantastical elements of some of these pieces that people were wearing, and he had a vision on incorporating that into the people of France, into the people of Paris, into the soldiers that worked at the cathedral. And I think it says a lot about our culture and you know when we put something on what we think of ourselves, and when we look at others who might not have that same kind of look, how we feel. Some people judge, some people get excited, but I think there's a correlation between that and Quasimodo the Hunchback and how he's perceived by the people of Paris. And I think it's a really interesting, like, cool concept that it's hard to explain until you're there in the space, but once you're there, you're gonna see what we've kind of come up with. It's really cool.
That's exciting to hear. Um, what do you think it is about this story in particular that kind of makes it a good fit to, be taken on as a live stage production?
Why do I think this is the perfect show for a live production? I think that I think that of all the Disney stories and films that have been made, The Hunchback has always been seen as a bit darker, a bit grounded, and I think that's the kind of story that people can relate to. I love a good fantasy princess story, or I love, like, a dragon fairy tale. But there is something to be said about just people living in a city during this time and facing these moral questions of what really makes a monster. Is it something that we just don't understand? And what makes a man, what makes a human being? Is it their physical appearance? Is it what they are attached to, like Phoebus? He's attached to the church, he's attached to his duty. Or is it who you are on the inside, like Esmeralda and Quasimodo, and what they believe and just doing what's right? So I think that's a story that we can all relate to, and I think that's what makes Hunchback the perfect show for live action, because people are going to sit there and they don't have to imagine this kind of other reality or this dream of a better kind of world, it's right there in front of you, and we can pull from real life to see it.
I could not agree more. You know, it's funny. I recently, I'm kind of prepping for this show coming tonight. We watched the animated movie, and
Okay.
watching it as an adult versus I watched it the first time when I was way younger, it definitely hits differently, and it comes off so much darker in the sense that it's like a little more relatable to like current events and like, you know, what whether we're, you know, villainizing certain people for whatever reason and things like that. It's the story hits. It really hits hard, and I think this is a perfect time for a show like this to come back to the stage. And I'm excited to see that. On a much lighter note, so as opposed to getting into the crazy deep stuff, for getting ready to take to the stage every night, do you kind of have any pre-show rituals that really are going to get you into character every night that you like to do?
I would say I really love. I'm very into fitness, and I love going for a run before I sing. It opens up my breath, makes me feel connected to my body. Um, and in terms of once I get to the theater, I really like to sit in silence for a minute or two and think about the character, think about everything they've gone through before the start of the show. um, Kind of gets me in the zone, and once we get out there and we start the story, I've already started to go on a journey. So yeah, just a few things.
Hey, I like that. Lastly, I always like to end on this question. Why do you think Houston audiences need to come on down to the Wortham Center and see the Hunchback of Notre Dame?
It's a timeless tale. It's a story about love and friendship and redemption, really. And I think that no matter what you're going through in life, people of Houston, people of our world, um, could use a could use just 2 hours of sitting there with other people and experiencing something really human. And I really do believe that going to the theater is so much more than just us watching. It's all of us in the room together experiencing that one thing. And yeah, I just encourage everyone to come see it. It's an incredible show. The cast is wonderful. I love every single person. And our creative team has a really great vision.
Well, I know I'm excited to check this one out. Houston audiences, you need to come on down, find sanctuary at Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's going to be at the Wortham Center, June 16th through July the 5th. Tickets are on sale at HoustonBroadwayTheater.org. Alec, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you.
Thanks, Ray. I can't wait for you to see the show. You got to let me know how you think about it after.
Absolutely. This has been Ray with Houston Film Fanatics, and we'll catch you guys real soon. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Awesome. Thank you so